La Center has just 3 public schools, an elementary, middle, and high school, totaling around 1,700 students. Last week, the state ordered the superintendent to change a policy that bars teachers and staff from asking students which pronouns they want to use in school. The policy also stated that any transgender student or any student exploring their gender would be reported to their parents. The state says that's discrimination against trans students, but the superintendent, Peter Rosenkrantz, refuses to change the policy. Now, this all started in the fall of 2022. A teacher sent out a survey to her classes, and one of the questions asked them their pronouns. A parent complained to the school board, calling it, quote, pronoun garbage. So the superintendent wrote a new policy banning teachers from asking about pronouns and ordering school staff to report gender changes to parents. The policy set off months of debate at the school board, where we were there the spring of 2023.
May we truly discern the truth, and I must say this again, let there be light. There's only male and female. God bless each of you.
How about instead of harmful transphobic policies, you all stop obsessing about the genitals in kids' pants, because that's all you're doing, and start focusing on policies that promote inclusion and safety and support.
Some of the teachers complained to the state, and 2 years of investigations followed. The policy itself says, quote, it's not the role of the schools to facilitate questioning gender identity or to facilitate gender transitioning. It says that transgender students may share their name or pronoun changes on their own with their teachers, but teachers are not allowed to ask about it. It adds, quote, the school should also be transparent with parents or guardians of children who question their gender identity so that the parents or guardians may provide appropriate support for their children. Now, we talked this week with Superintendent Rosenkrantz. He says conversations about gender belong with students' families, not at school. And he says the controversy over the policy is no surprise.
I anticipated it given the political climate. And the response is just simply, from my end, is I work with families. I collaborate with families. I don't hide things from families. It's their children, not mine. And by the way, could you please read a book with your child?
LGBTQ advocates in La Center started fighting the policy right away, saying it puts transgender kids in danger. Here's Emily Hancock, a board member of Clark County Pride and a graduate of La Center schools.
We got involved trying to, at first, just educate the school district and we brought so many different experts, nurses, people who are experts in the field to try to explain to them why the policy was so dangerous. And our school district made it very clear that they did not care, that they were putting their students at risk of violence and homelessness and increased rates of suicide and mental health issues. They didn't care.
Rosenkrantz says he disagrees with the assumption that parents are dangerous to transgender children. His policy states before a school employee contacts a student's parents or guardians, the school would attempt to consult with the students about preferences regarding family involvement and consider whether safety concerns are present for the student. But it says the student's stated preferences are not the sole factor to consider. The superintendent says when it comes to danger for students, he'll report it if he hears about it.
I have a system for that at Child Protective Services. I'm a mandatory reporter by law, and if I, in my regular course of work, find that there are indicators that would say a family is abusive towards their children, I report, and they take care of that. One of the challenges is this policy blanket assumes parents are dangerous. And I have to determine whether they're dangerous or not. And are they dangerous because they disagree with they disagree with something?
He says that in most cases, he thinks families would be supportive in helping their kids navigate their gender identity and that parents should be included in the conversation. But data does not back that up. A 2022 study from the nonprofit Trevor Project, an organization that does research and advocacy for LGBTQ youth, shows fewer than 1 in 3 trans youth find their home to be accepting. But more than half found school to be an accepting place. Hancock says the district should keep that in mind.
If there is a trans child who has not come out to their family, there is a reason. That child knows best how safe they are coming out to their family. Superintendent Rosencrantz, the administration, they see the child at school, but they don't know what things are like at home. And simply outing the child to their family and then calling CPS, that's not good enough. It is not good enough to put a child in danger and then retroactively call someone to help just in case something goes wrong.
The Washington State Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction, or OSPI, says the policy violates state law. And Washington's Gender Inclusive Schools policy specifically says school staff should not disclose information that may reveal a student's transgender status to others, including parents and other school staff, unless legally required to do so or unless the student has authorized such disclosure. In their investigation into La Center's policy, they found that the directive was rooted in negative or even hostile perceptions of gender expansive identities, and the purpose was discriminatory. OSPI is giving Rosencrantz 45 days to change the policy, but again, this week he told us he won't. He's appealing the ruling and says the school district's attorney and the school board stand with him. We'll let you know what happens. But in the meantime, what is going through your mind after hearing this story? Do you agree with the superintendent or do you side with the state? Email us at thestory@kgw.com or call and leave a voicemail 503-226-5090 or hit us up on social media.